Hey, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 10:41 p.m., but the upload time is 11:30 p.m., August 7th, 2025. You know what I mean? This is the last video of the day. You know what I'm saying? And, I got a topic that I'm going to discuss tomorrow, but I want to talk about something that I've seen that a lot of people they're not really talking about it because, the individual that I'm going to mention right now, do I think he was a failed WWE project? I think it's fair to say, yeah. Jack Swagger is mostly a Vince guy. You know what I mean? Like Jack Swagger, aka Jake Hager, was a guy who, they gave him the World Heavyweight Championship, right? To see how he was. They teamed him up with Dutch Mantel, aka Zach Coulter. You know what I'm saying? And they did the We the People stuff. So he was decent. Now, I mean, yes, I'm peeing. I don't give a fuck. He was decent, you know what I'm saying, for the time being. And so today, of course, you guys know he went to AEW, where he went by his real name, and he also did MMA and so on and so forth, right? So today he announced his retirement from professional wrestling, right? After how many years in the business and such. And thinking about the retirement and such. Remember, he also, from what I understand, he also owned, he retired to, I think, start his own company and such. I think it's a trucking company that he started, right? As the reason why he retired. But I have another theory why he retired, or I have another reason why he retired. And I'm absolutely sure this is pretty much the fucking reason as well. WWE just wasn't interested. WWE just wasn't interested. You know what I mean? So he figured that, going to the indies was not, there was almost like it was beneath them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he did the indies. Remember, he was also a Lucha Underground too. But I'm assuming that he figured that, that WWE door was not going to open. You know what I mean? He went right, he would go right back to he would go right, not even right back to, he would go back to the indies. Fuck, I mean, he would go directly back to the indies and such, right? But I more than likely think, or I know that WWE not calling him was the main reason why he called it quits. You know what I mean? This is what all these pro wrestlers do. All these pro wrestlers, you know what I mean? Like they wait, they wait for a WWE response. You know what I mean? They wait to that open door for WWE to, to have some sort of interest in them, right? And if it's not what they're looking for, right, or not even that, if it's up their alley, yeah, like and WWE is a company that definitely is willing to work with people and shit. You know what I mean? But Jack Swagger, aka Jake Hager, what the fuck could he offer WWE in 2025? There was nothing. There pretty much was nothing. So he got released last year. He left AEW last year, which, by the way, he said that he felt disrespected by AEW in terms of the contract negotiations and such, right? But I get the hint that he pretty much was waiting for WWE to call, right? And they had no interest. They had no interest in bringing him in or bringing him back. So he said, fuck it, let me call it a career. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, a lot of these wrestlers do that. This is like this all the fucking time. All the time. And you know what? I'd be shocked. I wouldn't even be shocked if Jack Swagger, comes out of retirement to wrestle in fucking indies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would not shock me. He wrestled, part-time, and such on the indies and such. But again, and maybe the trucking company was was another retail. Okay, maybe that was. But let's keep it a stack. All right, a name like Jack Swagger is not going to just hang up the fucking tights unless WWE was gave him a ring. Now I mean, gave him a buzz, for interest for him to come in. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like nobody's fucking like you ain't fooling nobody, B. Damn, my legs are mad skinny. I noticed that. But nobody's dumb and shit. You know what I mean? Like WWE, like I said, they weren't interested. You know what I mean? WWE was not interested, so he said, fuck it. Let me go and let me do my own thing. And that's basically it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. But I mean, listen, he had a decent career. You know what I mean? He didn't set the world on fucking fire, but yeah. Yeah, like the man was also, remember, he was also an amateur. He was an amateur wrestling star. I think in Oklahoma. I think he also was in MMA too. He was in Bellator. You know what I mean? So the man was decent. I think if he was dominant in I think if the man was dominant in MMA, then maybe, just maybe, WWE would have opened their doors, but there was nothing there. I'm about to be out, you know what I mean? This is the last video of the night, you know what I mean? So I'm going to definitely holler at y'all tomorrow. You know what I mean? I hope there's some news tomorrow, so I'm going to check y'all. Peace.